Namaskar. Dear viewers, welcome to the series of lectures on tourism in Southeast Asia. In this episode, we are discussing mainly about tourism growth factors and major tourism resources in Southeast Asian countries. For better understanding, the episode has been divided into 5 subtopics as follows: tourism growth factors, tourism resources, emerging trends in tourism, strengths and weaknesses of tourism sector in the region, and finally the opportunities and threats for futuristic growth of tourism. Now first, coming to tourism growth factors. I have some questions for you. Why Southeast Asian countries are becoming popular tourist destinations in the world? How these countries are competing with other countries offering same type of products? The answer is some favorable factors existing in these countries which are acting as pull factors or factors influence travelers from major tourist markets towards these destinations. Let us discuss those factors existing in Southeast Asian countries which are making these destinations more competitive and favoring for the development of tourism. Growth in air transportation. Southeast Asian region is well connected to the other part of the world, especially to the major tourism markets like Asian countries and Europe. 3 major international airports at Singapore, Bangkok and Kuala Lumpur have international network of flights from almost all the major cities or airports in the world. There is absolutely no shortage of aviation access into the region. The major national carriers of the region like Malaysian Airlines, Thai Airways, Singapore Airlines and Garuda Indonesia connect the region with rest of the world. Along with the major operation of national airlines of the Southeast Asian countries themselves, there is extensive traffic of tourists coming into the region via the airlines of India, China and Gulf countries. The domestic movement within the region is catered by low-cost airlines with the good connectivity to the secondary airports and popular or emerging tourist destinations, beach resorts and cultural cities. Aviation access to Southeast Asia has a bright future, especially with the additional liberalization in aviation industry and open sky agreements. Visa-free travel. In an age of growth in tourism and travel industry, the destination selection has been influenced by several factors. One of those supply factor or pull factor is hassle-free travel. The first choice holiday destination usually is the one that is easiest to get to. The fewer the visa hassles, the better for that destination. Southeast Asian countries have this unique advantage of hassle-free travel within the Asian countries. Asian countries have most liberal visa regimes in the world. The citizens of Southeast Asian nations can travel easily within the region without a visa. The Southeast Asian countries also extend visa-free travel or on-arrival visa facilities to many of the long-standing source markets in Europe, Japan, Australia, United States, Canada, etc., which is a strong reason behind the tremendous improvement in the number of tourist arrival to these countries from past decades. Budget destinations. Southeast Asian countries are suitable for all segment of tourists. The destinations can cater the needs of high income group, business travelers as well as budget travelers. The destinations in Southeast Asia have unique feature of all variety of tourist services available for the visitors ranging from higher end to low cost one. Currency conversion rate or exchange rate is another factor which influences many tourists to select these destinations for their holidays. The cheap cost of tourist services and more currency through exchange are favorable factors for the growth of tourism in these countries. Easy access through borders and border checkpoints. One of the major sources of tourism in the border areas of mainland Southeast Asian countries is cross-border tourism. It is one of the primary drivers for travel between Asian countries. Countries like Malaysia, Thailand, Laos, Vietnam, Cambodia and Myanmar are mutually benefited by this cross-border movement of people. It is one of the main reasons why Singaporeans are the largest generator of visitors to Malaysia. China shares a border with Vietnam and Laos shares border with Myanmar. In one of the strongest indications of the future potential of cross-border tourism, Laos has become the 7th country to generate more than 1 million visitor arrivals to Thailand, most of it overland traffic crossing the 4 bridges within the short distance of Mekong River. The island nation Philippines is not enjoying the benefit of cross-border tourism since the nation is not sharing any land border with the neighboring countries. Short and weekend holidays. Short and weekend holidays to these destinations are becoming so popular, especially among travelers from urban areas, stressed office workers looking for an escape from routine work, for relaxation and recreation from urban lifestyle, traffic, pollution and domestic hassles, and for a change of environment. Southeast Asian countries have enough holidays in the calendar year for religious and cultural celebrations and school holidays, which produce lot of tours within the region. Improvement in the living standard of Southeast Asian middle class. The tremendous improvement in the living standard of Southeast Asian people has been witnessed in past decades. The improvement in the economic condition of people has contributing immensely in the increasing of purchasing power and movement of people for leisure purposes. One of the best examples for this is Vietnam. Vietnam has experienced strong economic growth, become significant outbound source market. In most cases, the middle class people living in cities and suburban of Southeast Asian countries, the first choice of their holiday destination will be a neighboring country in the region. This has generated many numbers of tours to Southeast Asian countries. Rise of Myanmar. The growth in the economic sector of Myanmar today is supporting the outbound tourism by people of this country. The end of Indo-China wars has brought several developments in the nation. Myanmar has developed in many areas along with development in infrastructure and connectivity by land, sea and air. This has made Myanmar a good source market for Southeast Asian tourism. Rise of China and India. China and India, the most populous countries in the world, have good population living in urban and suburban areas. These two countries have highest potential market for tourism in Southeast Asian countries. This may be because of growth in economic conditions of the people as well as the connectivity with the Southeast Asian region. The flying time to any of the Southeast Asian countries is within 3 to 5 hours. China and India are ethnically and culturally connected to these nations. Good percentage of Indian and Chinese migrated population can be seen in several Southeast Asian countries. This also a factor to connect these nations with Southeast region. The below chart support the above discussed factors, that is points 6, 7 and 8. The economic development and rise in the per capita income of Asian countries has tremendously increased the volume of tourists to Southeast Asian countries. Together, Asian countries are generating the highest percentage of tourists in overall tourist arrival to these countries, that is almost 75% tourist arrival. The remaining 25% of tourist arrival is from Europe, North America and South American countries and Australia and New Zealand. Strong marketing campaigns. Association of Southeast Asian Nations is aiming for combined and strong marketing efforts. The extensive report published in the year 2011 discusses the 4-year strategy for promoting tourism. All the national tourism organizations, airlines, hotel groups, credit card companies, online travel agents and convention centers spend millions of dollars annually on regional and global tourism marketing. Tourism has become a major generator of employment and income for people and countries. countries are successfully creating brand image and destination positioning in best tourism markets in the world like European Union and American countries. Business travel and MICE. Business travel and MICE or MICE tourism has become the key tourism activity in these destinations. Numerous convention centers of all shapes and sizes with modern amenities to host mega business events have come up in many Southeast Asian countries. World's leading multinational companies are choosing Southeast Asia's locations for organizing their annual meetings, trade fairs, exhibitions, and conventions. Demand for pre or post-meeting tours are creating a lot of opportunity for tourism-related business in Southeast Asian countries. Now moving on to tourism resources. Tourism resources means the resources either given by the nature or made by man creates an opportunity to offer a tourism product or a tourist activity. There are natural resources like rivers, beaches, mountains, flora and fauna, etc. At the same time, numerous resources have been created by man like historical monuments, art and culture, modern entertainment, parks, etc. are called as man-made tourism resources. In this part of the lecture, let us know some of the unique resources these countries have to offer different tourism activities to the visitors. Southeast Asian countries are having rich culture, beautiful water bodies, coral covered and white sandy beaches, biodiversity, islands, as well as modern day marvels of urban life, skyscrapers, shopping complexes, food markets, etc. As per the statistics of different national and international tourism organizations, Asian countries are upcoming destinations and they cater to the varied demands of all categories of tourists. Asian countries have every type of tourism resources to satisfy the needs of tourists, be it as adventure seekers, nature lovers, luxury and premium tourists or budget travelers. Asian countries are one of the best examples where culture, history, infrastructure meets and creates an optimum environment for the tourist to experience something unique. Region has some of the most unique and most visited attractions like Petronas, that is Twin Towers in Malaysia, Angkor Wat Temple in Cambodia, Universal Studios in Singapore. These countries are not only known for modern attractions, but also the art and culture of Asian countries has a very important role to play in attracting tourists from different parts of the world. Some of the major tourism resources in Southeast Asian countries are as follows. Beaches and islands. Southeast Asian region is located on or near to the equatorial zone. Countries are blessed with the world's most beautiful beaches and islands. The unique feature of these beaches are rich with marine life and coral covered beaches, and islands offer wide range of water based adventure activities like scuba diving, snorkeling, small cruise operation, etc. Southeast Asian countries are globally known as beach tourism destinations. Some of the popular beaches and islands are in Thailand, Malaysia, Philippines, Singapore and Indonesia. Pattaya and Phuket Islands in Thailand, Langkawi Island in Malaysia and Bali Island in Indonesia are most visited and top ranked islands in Southeast Asian region. Forests, mountains and hill stations. Southeast Asian countries have world's second largest rainforest due to the location. The best and thick wooded forests are home for rich wildlife and numerous endangered and endemic species of flora and fauna. These forests are also home for a number of high mountain ranges, beautiful hill stations and national parks. Art and culture. Southeast Asian countries are not only popular for natural beauty, but also very rich, mighty and colorful culture. Southeast Asian countries have colorful celebrations, fairs and festivals, rich art forms like dances, religious celebrations, etc. The culture of these countries also attract a lot of tourists towards some of the culturally rich destinations. Man-made tourism resources. Southeast Asian countries have some of the man-made marvels in the world. The modern infrastructure, developed urban areas, shopping and entertainment facilities are best in the world. The cities like Bangkok, Kuala Lumpur, Singapore are some of the fastest growing cities in the world. Numerous buildings, temples, amusement and theme parks, world's best resorts and hotels attract a lot of tourists towards these countries. Coming to the emerging trends in tourism. Southeast Asia, along with other countries, are coming with number of new trends in tourism along with their traditional or more common type of tourist activities. The region is known for beach tourism and nature-based activities, whereas recent tourism trends have been changing and people are traveling to these destinations for different activities. Some of the new or emerging trends in Southeast Asian countries have been discussed here. The backpacking tourism and trekking trails. Southeast Asian countries have come up with number of routes for backpackers and nature lovers. The increased demand by the Western tourist for these types of tourist activities resulted in creation of several routes for backpackers. Most of the free individual travelers, what we call FIT, prefers to undergo for these type of tours. These routes have all the tourist facilities like restaurants, hotels, entertainment facilities to those travelers. Best example for backpacking tour is Banana Pancake Trail. Pink tourism. Pink tourism is another new trend in Southeast Asia's tourism industry. Some of the leading tourism countries in Southeast Asia like Thailand and Philippines are known for this type of tourism. Pink tourism can also be termed as sex tourism. Some of the cities, islands in these countries are venues for sex-related activities. Pink tourism is legalized in these places where people or tourists are traveling to these places to have sexual pleasure. Bangkok, Pattaya and Manila are some of the places known for pink tourism in the region. Theme-based itineraries. Southeast Asian countries have come up with a new trend that is organizing the theme-based tours or itineraries. These itineraries include organizing tours to places where civil wars have been battled like Vietnam War, Cambodia and Vietnam Independence Movement War, etc. Organizing dark tourism itineraries to places where people killed in genocides, starvation and natural calamities like tsunami and cyclone, etc. Strength and weaknesses of tourism sector in Southeast region. Under this part of the lecture, we are trying to make a quick analysis of strengths and weaknesses of Southeast Asian countries for further development of tourism. Strengths. Tourism is well established in many member countries. Singapore, Malaysia and Thailand already have positioned their destinations in source markets. This is the strength for Southeast Asian countries for bringing more tourists. The importance of tourism is well understood and recognized by many countries in the region. Some political governments and ministries have included tourism in their developmental policies. Association of Southeast Asian Nations is strongly working and coordinating for the development of tourism sector. Safety. Asian member countries are considered safe destination for tourists and people are visitor friendly. Best entertainment facilities. Southeast Asian nations have good linkages with tourism markets like Europe and America. World-class airports, Thailand, Malaysia and Singapore. Countries offer diverse tourism resources and products within the region range from nature to culture, religion, sports and health and wellness. Some Asian countries have good English speaking capability. Weaknesses. All countries in the region are not equally marketed. Some countries are poor in designing their marketing campaigns and promotion of their destinations. Some countries in the region have problem of skilled manpower to cater to the needs of tourists. Problem with the destination competitiveness. No doubt, countries have unique destinations, but those are similar tourism resources in most of the countries like beaches, islands and forests. Poor infrastructure in some countries. Poor internal transportation like railway and road transportation. Tourism development. Progress is slow in some countries due to extra levels of policy making, and other problems need to be addressed early than tourism development. Most existing collaborating networks among countries are weak. Poor information and communication technologies, that is ICT, persist in some countries. There is inactive participation of other allied sectors like aviation, hospitality, etc. Lack of investment from foreign sources. Poverty in some countries has given negative image about the country in Western tourism markets. Opportunities and threats for futuristic growth. The discussion includes some of the opportunities and threats need to be assessed by national and regional tourism bodies while framing the policies for tourism development. Opportunities. Proximity to large and growing Asian markets such as China and India, and high expenditure markets such as the Middle East, Japan, Chinese Taipei and Korea could be beneficial. Asian efforts for infrastructure development and packages could have more variety such as city, ecotourism, etc. Liberalization in travel formalities and documents. Ease of visa requirements and government regulations. Business tourism. Asian member countries have close economic relationships with non-Asian countries, example India, Japan, China, that is PRC, and Australia. Develop the meetings, incentives, conventions and exhibitions, that is the MICE market. Special interest tours. Vietnam, for example, is promoting flower tourism in Japan. Southeast Asian countries people migrated from other Asian countries, so there is a lot of opportunity to promote visiting friends and relatives, that is VFR tourism. Threats. Unstable political conditions in some countries impact tourism development. Regional crisis and some of the communicable diseases in the region may affect tourism. For example, terrorism, avian flu and tsunami discourage tourism. Some of the countries are not safe for the foreign visitors. Safety and security are not consistent even in developed tourism destinations. Currency fluctuation continues to be a risk. Ongoing ethnic and religious conflicts are potentially problematic. National tourism organizations, that is NTOs, lack the resources to manage cooperation agreements. Asian marketing campaigns are not always successful. Some destinations have negative image in the mind of particular segment of people like families and women will not be interested to visit Bangkok, Pattaya and Manila due to its face of pink tourism. Even with those pros and cons, some of the factors going in favor of Southeast Asian countries, making them the hub of tourism in Asian tourism map, and these destinations continuing in attracting tourists on a bigger scale. Southeast Asian region has the appropriate blend of all the elements of tourism, that is accommodation, accessibility, attractions, activities and amenities. The Asian countries are considered to be the best and upcoming destination for backpacking, cruise tourism, beach tourism, adventure tourism. The countries have focused more upon the activities and the experience-based tourism. These factors make Southeast Asian destinations different from other destinations in the global tourism market. Thank you.